Hey everybody, I'm Dan McClellan. I'm a scholar of the Bible and religion, and the fit for this video is the Spawn 200 cover. Pay no attention to the penciler. Let's take a look at a video and see if needgod.net has debunked another biblical contradiction.
Number 4. Number differences in the Bible. This one relates to a number of passages in the Old Testament. For example, did Jehoiachin reign 3 months in Jerusalem, as 2 Kings says, or 3 months and 10 days in Jerusalem, as 2 Chronicles says? This is clearly not a contradiction because one does not negate the other. Both are true. One is simply giving a more rounded number, while the other a more specific value.
So 3 things to say here. To begin, there are many number contradictions in the Bible that are just not reconcilable. And this creator is ignoring the more problematic as well as the more interesting ones to focus on this rather simple, boring one so that it can be easily dismissed as a question of rough approximations, misleading their audience into believing that they can all be easily dismissed as questions of rough approximations. But this isn't even a question of rough approximations. And that brings up the second problem. This creator is either entirely unaware of or is just making sure not to tell you that there are actually 2 contradictions between these 2 passages. And this creator's translation has already changed the text to get rid of one of them. And that contradiction is in Jehoiachin's age when he became king. When we look in the Masoretic text, the authoritative Hebrew manuscript, 2 Chronicles 36:9 says that Jehoiachin was Shmoneh Shanim, 8 years old when he began to reign. 2 Kings 24 says he was Shmoneh Esrei Shana, 18 years old. Shmoneh Esrei means 8, 10. There's no 10 in the 2 Chronicles text. Where did the 10 go? Can you guess? That's right, it went after the phrase 3 months. There was a scribal error that resulted in the word 10 being moved to after the phrase 3 months. And then another scribe saw 3 months 10 and thought, that doesn't make much sense. Okay, I'm going to change 10 to and 10 days. So there are actually 2 contradictions in the source material. This creator's translation has already fixed one, and I think that's right. I think it probably originally said 18, but they left the other. So that is a contradiction. Now, is it original to the text? Probably not. But this creator is defending the veracity of the corrupted reading of the length of Jehoiachin's reign, again, either because they do not know any better or because they are making sure not to tell you because they don't want to reveal how muddy these waters are, because the whole point of this video is to insist that the waters are crystal clear, always have been, always will be. And this brings up the third thing. Discussions about contradictions that can only operate on the level of an English translation are woefully inadequate. If you cannot engage with the Hebrew and the Greek and the Aramaic, if you cannot engage with the textual problems, if you cannot engage with the questions of source manuscripts, then you have absolutely no business whatsoever pretending to guide anybody through how to make sense of their Bible, because you do not even begin to understand how complex it is.